This is planet Earth, a place of statistical impossibilities where life has flourished beyond all odds. From the deepest trenches of the ocean to the highest, most inhospitable peaks, a staggering diversity of life has found a way not just to survive, but to thrive. It is a world of breathtaking beauty and profound mystery where the forces of nature have sculpted landscapes that defy our wildest dreams. A place where nature blurred the lines between reality and imagination, painting deserts with rainbows and carving dragons from stone. Our planet is a gallery of surreal art, a testament to the endless creativity of the natural world. The human spirit, ever curious, has always been drawn to these places. We are explorers by nature, driven by an insatiable desire to see what lies beyond the horizon, to understand the forces that have shaped our world, and to find our own place within this grand, intricate tapestry. This journey is not just about seeing new sights, it is about connecting with the very essence of our planet, feeling its ancient pulse and witnessing the spectacles that have unfolded over millennia. It is a pilgrimage to the heart of what makes our world so extraordinary. So come, join us in this epic pursuit through towering mountains, deep oceans, and mysterious forests, as we embark to discover the places, stories, and hidden wonders that make it our home. We will travel to the corners of the globe, from fiery craters to tranquil lakes that mirror the heavens, to witness sights that seem born from fantasy. We welcome you yet again to another Travpedia exclusive. Our journey begins in the tempestuous waters of the North Atlantic, off the coast of Iceland. Here, battered by the relentless fury of the sea, stands Vitsakur. From the dark volcanic sands, it rises like a creature from ancient sagas, a colossal dragon, its great head bowed as if to drink from the churning ocean. Others see a rhinoceros, its horn pointed defiantly towards the sky. This 15-meter-high sea stack is a dramatic testament to the erosive power of water and wind, a sculpture carved by nature's patient yet forceful hand over countless centuries. The stark, wild beauty of this place is amplified by the elements that surround it. In the endless light of the midnight sun, it casts a long, haunting shadow under the ethereal dance of the aurora borealis. It becomes a gateway to another realm, a silhouette against a curtain of cosmic light. The air is filled with the constant cries of nesting fulmars and gulls, their calls mingling with the percussive roar of the waves crashing against its base. To stand here is to feel the raw, untamed power of the planet, a mystical and profoundly humbling experience. We travel now to the Isle of Skye, a land steeped in mist and legend off the western coast of Scotland. Here, rising from the Trotternish Ridge, is a figure of ancient and brooding power, the Old Man of Storr. This monumental pinnacle of rock, weathered and jagged, stands sentinel over a landscape of chaotic, tumbling landslips. It is a place that feels primeval, where the very air seems thick with folklore and the whispers of giants who are said to have once roamed these hills. The Storr is not merely a geological feature, it is a character in the island's long and dramatic story. The ascent towards the Old Man is a journey through an ever-shifting atmosphere. Mists roll in from the sea, clinging to the dark rock and shrouding the landscape in an enigmatic veil, only to part moments later, revealing breathtaking views across the Sound of Rasay. The surrounding formations, the Needle, the Sanctuary, add to the sense of a grand, natural cathedral, a place of solemn and surreal beauty. Standing in the shadow of this great monolith, one feels a profound connection to the past, a sense of the immense, slow passage of time that has shaped this haunting and unforgettable corner of the earth. Our next destination is an isolated cove on the Greek island of Zakynthos, a place accessible only from the sea. As our boat rounds the towering limestone cliffs, a scene of impossible beauty is revealed. Navajo Beach. Here the water is a startling, almost luminous shade of turquoise, a stark and brilliant contrast to the sugar-white sands of the beach. It is a pocket of paradise, hidden away from the world, its perfection so striking it appears almost unreal, as if conjured by an artist's brush. Adding to the surreal quality of this secluded haven is a strange and compelling centerpiece, the rusting hulk of the MV Panayotis. Marooned here in 1980 during a storm while allegedly smuggling contraband, the ship now lies half buried in the sand, a skeletal monument to a dramatic past. It transforms the idyllic beach into a scene from an adventure story, a place where perfect beauty and intriguing decay coexist. The colossal cliffs that frame the cove create a sense of profound isolation, making a visit to Shipwreck Beach feel like discovering a lost world, a secret and surreal paradise. We journey onward to the heart of Anatolia, to a region in Turkey that seems to have been lifted directly from the pages of a fairy tale, Cappadocia. The landscape here is a whimsical fantasy, a geological dreamscape sculpted by millions of years of wind and water erosion. Conical rock formations known as fairy chimneys rise from the valley floor in their thousands, some capped with darker, harder stone like peculiar hats. It is a sight that is both comical and profoundly beautiful, a testament to nature's playful and artistic spirit. But this is not just a natural wonder. For centuries, humans have carved their own world into this soft volcanic tuff. Entire cities lie hidden underground, while churches, monasteries and homes have been hollowed out of the rock itself, their interiors adorned with ancient, beautifully preserved frescoes. The surrealism of Cappadocia reaches its zenith at dawn, when the sky fills with a silent flotilla of hot air balloons. Drifting gently over this fantastical terrain, they add a final, dreamlike touch to an already otherworldly scene, creating a spectacle of color and wonder that is utterly unique on this planet. We now venture far from the continents to an island so isolated in the Arabian Sea that it has been described as the most alien-looking place on Earth. This is Socotra, a fragment of the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana. Its long isolation has resulted in a biological treasure trove, a unique ecosystem where evolution has taken a strange and wonderful path. A third of its plant life is found nowhere else on the planet, creating a landscape that is profoundly, surreally bizarre and utterly captivating. The most iconic resident of this strange island is the dragon's blood tree. With its dense, upturned canopy shaped like a perfectly formed umbrella, it is a botanical marvel. These extraordinary trees dot the stark, rocky highlands, their red resin, the dragon's blood of legend, seeping from their bark when cut. The landscape is a gallery of natural oddities, from the bulbous bottle trees to the dramatic Hajir Mountains. Combined with pristine white sand dunes and turquoise waters filled with coral, Socotra is not just an island, it is a living laboratory of evolution, a real-life fantasy island. Our quest for the surreal takes us to China's Hunan province, to a landscape that seems to defy gravity itself, Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. Here, over 3,000 towering sandstone pillars rise hundreds of meters into the air, their sheer vertical faces draped in a cloak of vibrant green foliage. These are not mountains in the conventional sense, they are slender, colossal spires, a forest of stone that creates a panorama of breathtaking and bewildering scale. It's a place so otherworldly that it famously inspired the floating Hallelujah Mountains in the film Avatar. To wander through Zhangjiajie is to feel suspended between heaven and earth. Mist and clouds frequently drift through the valleys, shrouding the bases of the pillars and creating the illusion that these great columns are floating in the air. The world's highest and longest glass-bottomed bridge offers a terrifyingly beautiful perspective, allowing one to walk on air above the dizzying chasms below. The park's staggering natural beauty, a combination of verticality, mist and lush life, creates a profoundly mystical and dreamlike atmosphere, a majestic illusion crafted by geological time. From the misty heights of China, we descend to one of the lowest, hottest and most geologically active places on the surface of our planet, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. This is a landscape forged in fire and chemistry, a place that looks less like Earth and more like a volatile moon orbiting a distant star. The ground itself seems to boil and steam, a hostile yet mesmerizing environment where the planet's inner turmoil is laid bare for all to see. It is a vision of a primordial world, or perhaps the surface of another. The surrealism of Danakil is painted in colors that seem too vibrant to be natural. Acidic hot springs bubble up from the earth, creating pools of neon green and yellow, surrounded by intricate salt and sulfur formations in shades of orange, white and red. Not far away, the Erta Ale volcano holds one of the world's few permanent lava lakes, a churning cauldron of molten rock that glows ominously against the night sky. The extreme heat and harsh conditions make this one of Earth's most inhospitable places, yet its stark, unearthly beauty is a powerful and unforgettable spectacle. We now travel to the driest non-polar desert in the world, the Atacama in northern Chile, to a place aptly named Valle de la Luna, the Valley of the Moon. Stepping into this landscape feels like leaving Earth behind. Years of erosion by wind and occasional floods have sculpted the salt, clay and sand into an astonishing array of shapes and textures. Great dunes sweep across the valley floor, while jagged, salt-encrusted ridges rise up like the spine of some long-dead creature. The silence is profound, broken only by the whisper of the wind. The true magic of this lunar landscape unfolds as the sun begins to set. The harsh light of day softens, and the valley is bathed in a surreal, ever-changing palette of colors. The stark white of the salt flats and the pale tones of the sand are transformed by hues of gold, pink, deep red, and finely purple. The long shadows cast by the wind-sculpted formations exaggerate their strange contours, enhancing the unearthly atmosphere. As the last light fades and the stars begin to blaze in the clear desert sky, it is easy to believe you are standing on the surface of another world. In the high plateau of northern Arizona, a vast and near-perfect circle is carved into the Earth. This is Barringer Crater, more commonly known as Meteor Crater. It is not a feature carved by wind or water, but a scar left by a cataclysmic event from beyond our world. Around 50,000 years ago, a nickel-iron meteorite, just 50 meters across, slammed into the planet with the force of more than 20 million tons of TNT. The result is this breathtakingly well-preserved impact crater, over a kilometer wide and 170 meters deep. To stand on the rim and gaze into its immense bowl is a profoundly humbling experience. The sheer scale of the crater is difficult to comprehend, a stark and surreal reminder of the cosmic forces that constantly shape our universe and the fragility of our own world. The uplifted rock around the rim tells the story of the instant geological upheaval that occurred in the seconds following impact. It provides a tangible connection to the vastness of space and time, a direct link to the violent, creative processes that formed our solar system and continue to play out across the cosmos. Our journey takes us to the Wuling Mountains of China's Guizhou province, to a peak that is both a geological wonder and a testament to profound faith, Mount Fanjing. This is a sacred Buddhist site, a place of pilgrimage for centuries. What makes it truly surreal is its summit. A narrow vertical column of rock known as the Red Cloud's Golden Peak is split in two at its apex, and balanced precariously on each of these two pinnacles sits a small temple, connected by a delicate stone bridge. The journey to these temples is an arduous climb of nearly 9,000 steps, a physical and spiritual pilgrimage that ascends through misty forests and past ancient inscriptions. But the reward is a sight that defies belief. The temples seem to cling to the cliffs by faith alone, floating in a sea of clouds. The view from the summit is panoramic and breathtaking, a vista of countless green peaks stretching to the horizon. The combination of extreme natural beauty, daring human ingenuity, and deep spiritual ambience creates a serene, otherworldly experience, a place where heaven and earth truly seem to meet. We travel now to the coast of northeastern Brazil, to a landscape that completely redefines the concept of a desert. This is Lençóis Maranhenses National Park, a vast expanse of brilliant white sand dunes that stretch for miles, resembling a classic desert in every way. But for half the year following the rainy season, this place undergoes a miraculous transformation. The valleys between the dunes fill with water, creating thousands of crystal-clear freshwater lagoons in stunning shades of blue and green. The result is one of the most surreal and beautiful paradoxes on Earth, a desert filled with water. The juxtaposition of endless, undulating white dunes with these transient jewel-like pools is a sight that challenges perception. Walking across the soft sand and then plunging into the cool, refreshing water of a lagoon is a unique and magical experience. From the air, the landscape resembles a vast, wrinkled white sheet dotted with turquoise gems. Lençóis Maranhenses is a temporary, ephemeral wonder, a moonlike landscape of dreamlike beauty. In the remote and rugged Faroe Islands, nestled between Norway and Iceland, lies a geographical marvel that plays tricks on the mind. This is Surreal, the largest lake in the archipelago. At first glance, it is a beautiful, tranquil body of water, but from a specific vantage point, a breathtaking optical illusion is revealed. The lake appears to be hovering high above the ocean, its placid surface perched precariously on the edge of a cliff, hundreds of feet above the crashing waves of the Atlantic below. This surreal effect is created by the perspective from a higher cliff face, which compresses the view. The lake is, in fact, only about 30 meters above sea level, but the steep, rising cliffs behind it create this dramatic and impossible-seeming image. The lake drains into the ocean via the Fossa waterfall, which cascades directly from the lake's edge down the sea cliff. Surrounded by the stark, green, treeless landscape of the Faroes, the tranquil yet otherworldly beauty of this floating lake makes it one of the most fascinating and photogenic illusions in the natural world. In the vast barren expanse of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, a fiery spectacle has been burning for decades. Known locally as the Shining of Karakum, but to the rest of the world as the Door to Hell, the Darvaza gas crater is a scene straight from a vision of the underworld. This giant crater, 70 meters in diameter, is a pit of eternal flames, boiling mud and scorching heat, its orange glow visible for miles across the desert at night. This surreal inferno is not a natural phenomenon, but the result of human error. Back in 1971, Soviet geologists, drilling for natural gas, tapped into a cavern that subsequently collapsed, creating the crater and releasing vast quantities of methane. Fearing the spread of the poisonous gas, they decided to set it on fire, expecting it to burn out in just a few weeks, but more than 50 years later, it still burns with unrelenting ferocity. The sight of this perpetual fire, a roaring man-made volcano in the heart of the desert, is an eerie, hypnotic, and profoundly otherworldly spectacle. And we arrive in the central plains of Sri Lanka, where a colossal column of rock rises dramatically from the surrounding jungle. This is Sigiraya, or Lion Rock, an ancient fortress, palace, and sacred site of astonishing audacity. At nearly 200 meters high, its sheer, flat-topped summit was once home to a royal palace, the vision of a 5th-century king. The scale of this engineering feat, building a luxurious complex on such an inaccessible peak, is difficult to comprehend even today. The journey to the summit is a journey into history. The path leads through elaborate water gardens at its base, some of the oldest landscape gardens in the world. It then ascends past the mirror wall, polished so highly that the king could see his reflection, and a sheltered gallery of vibrant frescoes depicting celestial maidens. The final ascent begins through a monumental gateway carved in the form of a gigantic lion, of which only the colossal paws remain. To stand atop the ruins on the summit, with a 360-degree view of the endless green plains, is to experience a surreal blend of natural majesty and ambitious human history. Our journey takes us to the high desert of eastern Utah, to a landscape painted in fiery shades of red and orange and sculpted into impossible forms. This is Arches National Park, a place that holds the world's largest concentration of natural stone arches. Over 2,000 of these delicate, gravity-defying structures are scattered across the arid terrain alongside balanced rocks, soaring fins of sandstone, and towering spires that seem to pierce the brilliant blue sky. The most famous of all is Delicate Arch. Standing alone on the rim of a sandstone bowl, it frames the distant La Salle Mountains in a perfect, elegant curve. It has become an icon of the American West, yet seeing it in person is a surreal experience that photographs can only hint at. At sunset, the park is transformed. The red rock catches the last rays of light and appears to glow from within as if on fire. The contrast between the warm, burning hues of the rock and the cool, deepening blue of the sky creates a bizarre, almost alien-like scene of profound and otherworldly beauty. On the outskirts of modern Cairo, rising from the Giza Plateau, stand the last surviving wonders of the ancient world, the Great Pyramids. For 4,500 years, these colossal structures have captivated and mystified humanity. The sheer scale and precision of their construction, built with millions of limestone blocks weighing several tons each, represent an engineering feat that continues to baffle experts. They are not merely tombs, they are monumental testaments to the ingenuity, power, and ambition of an ancient civilization. The surreal aura of the pyramids is amplified by the countless mysteries that surround them. Their precise alignment with the cardinal points and certain star constellations has fueled centuries of speculation, from advanced ancient knowledge to theories of extraterrestrial influence. To stand in their immense shadow with the enigmatic Sphinx guarding their secrets is to feel a powerful connection to a distant, almost mythical past. They are a gateway into the mind of the ancient Egyptians, a tangible link to a world of pharaohs, gods, and an obsession with eternity that feels utterly unreal in our modern age. We ascend high into the Peruvian Andes, to an altitude where the air is thin and the landscape is stark. Here, a geological masterpiece has recently been revealed to the world, Vinicunca, the Rainbow Mountain. For centuries, this incredible site was hidden beneath a blanket of snow and ice. But as the climate has changed, the mountain has unveiled its true colors, a breathtaking spectacle that seems to have been painted by the hand of a deity. The slopes of the mountain are streaked with vibrant striations of turquoise, lavender, gold, and deep red. These vivid colors are the result of different mineral deposits weathering and oxidizing over millions of years, creating a natural canvas of unparalleled beauty. The trek to witness this marvel is challenging, but the reward is a surreal vision that really defies the imagination. The intensely colored mountain, set against the stark, high-altitude terrain and the vast Andean sky, is a powerful symbol of Peru's hidden natural wonders, a place where the earth itself becomes a work of art. In a remote and secluded corner of Utah's desert, we find a landscape that seems to have been populated by a fantastical army. This is Goblin Valley State Park, a bizarre and whimsical basin filled with thousands of strange rock formations known as hoodoos. Over millions of years, water and wind have eroded the softer sandstone, leaving behind these harder, mushroom-shaped pinnacles that resemble small, eerie figures. They are known, affectionately, as goblins. To wander through this valley is to feel as though you've stepped onto the set of a science fiction movie or onto the surface of Mars. The silence is profound, and the sheer number and variety of the goblins create a surreal and playful yet strangely eerie atmosphere. One can spend hours exploring the labyrinthine passages between them, discovering new shapes and characters at every turn. At night, the experience becomes even more otherworldly. With no light pollution, the Milky Way blazes across the sky, turning the silent valley of stone figures into a cosmic alien theater. Our journey takes us to East Java, Indonesia, to witness a volcanic phenomenon that is both beautiful and, honestly, kind of terrifying. This is Kawah Ijen, a volcano with a secret that is only revealed in the dead of night. As darkness falls, an eerie electric blue fire can be seen flowing down the sides of the crater. This is not lava, but sulfuric gases emerging from cracks in the rock at high pressure and temperature, which ignite upon contact with the air, burning with a ghostly blue flame. The crater also holds the world's largest acidic crater lake, a 1-kilometer wide cauldron of turquoise water with a pH close to that of battery acid. The surreal moon-like landscape is made even more poignant by the human element. Here, miners work in treacherous conditions, hacking out chunks of pure sulfur amidst the toxic fumes and blue flames, carrying heavy loads up the steep crater rim. Kawah Ijen is a place of harsh, elemental contrasts, a scene of haunting, otherworldly beauty, and a testament to the incredible resilience of the human spirit. We travel now to the heart of the Canadian Rockies, to a place of such pristine and majestic beauty it seems almost like a perfect, idealized painting of a mountain landscape. This is Banff National Park. Here, jagged, snow-capped peaks tower over vast glaciers, dense pine forests, and valleys carved by ancient ice. It is a wilderness on a grand scale, a showcase of nature's raw power and exquisite artistry. The true jewels of the park are its lakes. Lake Louise and Moraine Lake are famed for their breathtaking turquoise color, a result of fine rock flowers suspended in the glacier-fed water. On calm days, their glassy surfaces create a perfect, surreal mirror, reflecting the surrounding peaks and glaciers with such clarity that it becomes difficult to tell where the mountain ends and the water begins. The sight of grizzly bears roaming the valleys, the steam rising from the hot springs, and the canopy of stars in the dark night sky all contribute to the feeling of being in an otherworldly mountain retreat, a true paradise on Earth. Our journey leads us to the high Andes of Bolivia, to a landscape so vast, so flat, and so white that it seems to stretch into infinity. This is Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flat. Covering over 10,000 square kilometers, it is the remnant of a prehistoric lake that evaporated long ago, leaving behind a thick crust of salt. In the dry season, it is a stark, blindingly white desert of hexagonal salt tiles, an otherworldly landscape of profound emptiness and scale. But it is after a period of rain that the Salar reveals its most surreal and magical secret. A thin layer of water covers the perfectly flat salt crust, transforming the entire landscape into the world's largest natural mirror. The sky is reflected with flawless perfection, creating an illusion where the horizon completely disappears. To stand here is to feel as if you are floating in a boundless space, walking on clouds in an endless sky. It's a dreamlike, disorienting, and profoundly beautiful experience, a place where heaven and earth merge into one. We travel to the oldest of the main Hawaiian islands, a lush, tropical paradise known as Kauai, the Garden Isle. This is a land of dramatic, primal beauty, where the forces of nature have sculpted a landscape that feels larger than life. Its interior is dominated by steep volcanic mountains draped in emerald green and receiving some of the highest rainfall on Earth, which feeds a network of countless rivers and spectacular cascading waterfalls. The island's surreal majesty is best exemplified by the Napali coast, a breathtaking stretch of coastline with towering razor-sharp cliffs, or pali, that plunge thousands of feet into the turquoise Pacific. In the island's west, Waimea Canyon, the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, cuts a deep, colorful scar through the landscape. The island's rugged, untamed beauty, combined with its ancient Polynesian culture and the spirit of aloha, imbues it with a mystical quality. To explore Kauai is to feel as if you have entered a world apart, a land sculpted by gods. We now venture into the largest and most biodiverse tropical rainforest on Earth, a vast wilderness that spans 9 countries in South America, the Amazon. This is more than just a forest, it is the green lungs of our planet, a complex, interconnected web of ecosystems teeming with a staggering variety of life. Its dense, multi-layered canopy creates a world of its own, where sunlight struggles to reach the forest floor, and the air is thick with the sounds of insects, birds and monkeys. The Amazon River and its thousands of tributaries form a colossal network of waterways, the lifeblood of the forest. To travel along these rivers is to journey into a realm of profound mystery and wonder. The forest holds untold secrets, hosting species of plants and animals still unknown to science, and is home to indigenous tribes who live in harmony with this powerful environment, some of whom have never had contact with the outside world. The Amazon is not a fantasy, but it is a real-world land of enchantment, a vital and surreal kingdom of life. Our journey takes us to the arid plains of central Myanmar, to the ancient city of Bagan. Here, a hauntingly beautiful and surreal landscape unfolds. Over 2,000 Buddhist temples, pagodas and monasteries built between the 11th and 13th centuries are scattered across the dusty plain. Some are colossal gilded structures, while others are small, humble brick stupas, but together they create a scene of breathtaking scale and spiritual power. The most magical moments in Bagan occur at sunrise and sunset. As the sun hangs low in the sky, its soft golden light washes over the ancient structures, casting long shadows and creating a serene, almost ethereal atmosphere. Often a low-lying mist blankets the plain, with only the tops of the temples piercing through as if floating on a cloud. To witness this spectacle, perhaps from a hot air balloon drifting silently above, is to feel time itself stand still. It is a surreal journey into an eternity of faith, history, and profound peace. In the heart of the Swiss Alps, right on the border with Italy, stands a mountain so iconic, so perfectly formed, that it has become the very emblem of the alpine world. This is the Matterhorn, Now, it's not the highest peak in the Alps, but its near symmetrical pyramidal shape, like a lonely tooth of rock rising sharply from its base, gives it a commanding, surreal presence that just dominates the landscape and honestly captures the imagination. The Matterhorn is a mountain of moods. Sometimes it's clear and sharp against a brilliant blue sky, its four distinct faces catching the light. Other times it can be shrouded in a swirl of clouds, revealing only its summit, as if it's floating, sort of detached from the earth. At sunrise, its peak catches the first light, glowing a brilliant orange in a phenomenon known as alpenglow. Whether you view it from the charming town of Zermatt below or from a high mountain trail, the mountain really exerts a magnetic, almost otherworldly pull, inspiring awe and a deep sense of adventure in all who behold its majestic form. We arrive at the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe, drawn by a sound that grows from a distant rumble to a deafening roar. This is Mosi Watunya, the smoke that thunders. To the wider world, it's known as Victoria Falls. Here, the mighty Zambezi River, over a mile wide, plunges into a deep, narrow chasm, creating the largest single curtain of falling water in the world. The sheer volume of water sends a plume of spray hundreds of meters into the air, visible for miles around, just like smoke from a great fire. The power and scale of the falls are almost impossible to comprehend, but for the truly daring, the falls offer one of the most surreal and adrenaline-fueled experiences on the planet. During the drier season, a naturally formed rock pool, known as the Devil's Pool, forms at the very edge of the abyss. Swimmers can enter this pool and peer directly over the precipice, with the full force of the Zambezi rushing past just a few feet away. It's a terrifying, exhilarating, and utterly surreal encounter with one of nature's greatest spectacles. Hidden away in a remote desert canyon in southern Jordan lies a city that was lost to the Western world for centuries. This is Petra, the rose-red city half as old as time. It's not a city of buildings, but a marvel of architecture carved directly into the face of the pink and red sandstone cliffs. Built by the Nabateans over 2,000 years ago, it was a thriving hub of trade and culture, its mysterious allure magnified by its dramatic, secluded location. The journey into Petra is a surreal experience in itself. You have to walk through the Seek, a narrow, winding gorge over a kilometre long with towering cliffs on either side that almost block out the sky. Just as the passage seems endless, it opens up to reveal the breathtaking facade of Al-Khazneh, the treasury, its intricate details perfectly preserved. To emerge from the dark Seek into the light and behold this sight is a moment of pure theatrical wonder. Exploring the city's vast network of tombs, temples, and colonnaded streets is to take a surreal journey back in time, into a lost world of astonishing beauty. In a protected wilderness area on the border of Arizona and Utah lies one of the most exclusive and sought-after sites in the natural world. This is the Wave. Access is strictly limited by a lottery system to protect its delicate beauty, making a visit here a rare privilege. It is a mesmerizing masterpiece of geology, a swirling, undulating sandstone formation whose patterns and colors create a surreal, almost liquid-like landscape that seems to have been frozen in mid-motion. Over millions of years, wind and rain have eroded the Navajo sandstone, revealing layers of sediment that have been compacted and cemented in different ways. This process has sculpted the rock into intersecting U-shaped troughs, creating the flowing wave-like patterns. The vibrant bands of red, orange, yellow, and pink add to the illusion, making the entire formation look like a painting come to life. To walk through its smooth, contoured passages is a disorienting and magical experience, a journey into a geological fantasy of otherworldly color and form. In southwestern Turkey, a hillside gleams with a brilliant, almost blinding white, looking as though it has been blanketed in snow or made of cotton. This is Pamukkale, which translates to Cotton Castle. This surreal landscape is not snow, but a series of travertine terraces formed over millennia by mineral-rich thermal waters. As the hot, calcium-laden water flows down the hillside, it cools and deposits calcium carbonate, which hardens into gleaming white travertine. The result is a fantastic cascade of terraced pools with milky, turquoise water and bizarre frozen waterfall-like formations. In ancient times, the Greco-Roman city of Hierapolis was built at the top of this natural wonder to take advantage of its healing thermal waters. To walk barefoot on the textured terraces, as is required for preservation, and wade in the warm pools with the ruins of an ancient city behind you is a dreamlike experience. The gleaming white cliffs against the blue sky create an ethereal, almost heavenly scene, a unique and beautiful geological spectacle. At the triple border of Venezuela, Brazil and Guyana rises a geological formation so ancient and so unique, it has inspired tales of lost worlds for over a century. This is Mount Roraima. It is not a pointed peak, but a massive, flat-topped mountain, or tepuy, with sheer 400-meter-high cliffs on all sides. Its vast summit, often shrouded in a constant veil of mist and cloud, is a world unto itself, an isolated ecological island in the sky. The ascent to the top is a challenging trek through cloud forests and up a natural ramp on the cliff face. To finally step onto the summit is to enter another planet. The landscape is a bizarre, blackened labyrinth of wind-sculpted rocks, strange carnivorous plants and crystal-filled pools. The almost daily rainfall has carved the ancient stone into surreal shapes, creating a mysterious and brooding atmosphere. It was this otherworldly environment that inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's novel The Lost World. To explore Roraima's summit is to truly feel like an explorer discovering a land that time forgot. Our journey through Earth's surreal wonders comes to a close, but the gallery of our planet's masterpieces is endless. From the Dragon of the North to the Mirror of the Heavens, we have witnessed landscapes that blur the line between the real and the imagined. These places are not just geological oddities, they are powerful reminders of the immense age, the creative force, and the fragile beauty of our world. They stir within us a sense of wonder, a feeling of connection to something far greater than ourselves, and a deep appreciation for the home we all share. The spirit of exploration that led us to these remote corners is a vital part of what it means to be human. It is a desire to see, to understand, and to be transformed by the world around us. Each journey, whether to a fiery crater or a silent stone forest, enriches our understanding and deepens our respect for the intricate systems that sustain all life. The Earth has countless stories left to tell, countless hidden wonders waiting to be discovered, and our pursuit of them is a journey that never truly ends. As we reflect on these otherworldly landscapes, we are reminded that adventure and discovery are always within reach. By the way, have you looked at the free Travpedia VIP link in the description of this video? It's your ultimate gateway to travel deals and products for globetrotters. The great thing is that no sign-up is required. Click the link now or visit travpedia.com to begin your journey. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the surreal. Until next time, keep wondering.